we shall continue the discussion which we just initiated in the last lecture. This is a very fundamental aspect of entire subject wherein we are introducing an element, capacitor, which is possessing a differential relationship. I will be explaining it very slowly. Last time even I took an example of a resistor. The question asked was, if the battery is electromotive force, it is forcing electrons away and it is pulling electrons, why don't they accelerate? The example given to you was a two-wheel. You are driving a two-wheeler and you are putting a constant position of the accelerator and you move with a constant speed. So it is expected that for constant when we provide constant acceleration, the velocity or speed for that matter should continuously increase, but that doesn't happen. That is because what happens is that the frictional force between the wheel and road comes into picture, and that frictional force opposes the motion, and therefore if the road is rough, for the same position of the accelerator you get a less uniform constant speed. If the road is smooth, for the same position of the accelerator you get higher constant speed. Similarly, means if there is only when acceleration happens, when the actual speed increases, when there is a driving force and no opposing force, when there is a driving force and no opposing force, in that scenario acceleration is there continuously. If a constant acceleration is there, the speed should increase continuously. But when opposition is there of some or other form, in that case the frictional force is there, and that frictional force brings about an equilibrium. So here, when this throws away, what is the property of negative terminal of battery? To throw away electrons. And what is the property of positive terminal of battery? To pull electrons. So negative terminal wants to throw away, positive terminal wants to pull. But when they proceed in a motion, in between they collide. It is not a what we can say vacuum. They are not traveling through vacuum. They collide with the nuclei, and because in that process they lose their kinetic energy, and then because of the force of negative terminal pulling away electrons and positive terminal electron pulling towards, so this is a constant thrust in this direction, and in between there is opposition, so that leads to some constant speed. For the same voltage, what constant speed is arrived at depends on what is the nature of this wire. This resistance is a wire, you can say. That depending, if the cross-sectional area is more, then electrons find, we can say, more space, less collisions, like that. So therefore why the word resistor is constructed, because it tries to oppose the flow of electrons by putting some hurdles of the nucleus in between. It's not a vacuum. So that leads to a constant speed. To conclude, for the same EMF or voltage for that matter, right now we don't go to the narrow differences, for the same EMF, the speed with which electrons travel, the concept of current is reverse direction of electrons. Positive charge is held by protons and they don't move. So negative charge moving in reverse, negative charge moving, electrons moving means actually what, when we say current flows, it is opposite way of flow of electron. So for same electromotive force, for same battery, when you change resistance, there is a different speed with which electrons move, and current is the rate of flow of charge. It is the number of electrons moving per unit time. That is obviously one electron pulses 1.6 into 10 to minus 19. Electron is not divisible, that's what we presume, even though we may go for further advanced nuclear studies later on, but right now we see that electron is indivisible. So that rate depends on the type of the material, and that is called as resistance of the material. More the resistance, less the current, less is the speed of flow of electrons, so less the current. So for same voltage we can get different currents, right? So now there is a, I will try my level best here. We may engage a few more lectures, some extra lectures in these 3-4 days, so that the contents are very effectively covered. The concept of circuit completion, there is a concept of circuit completion, is also very, what we can say, it may not be mentioned in the books, but we have a concept that circuit gets complete. What we mean by circuit gets complete? I will give very interesting examples. I will try my level best to simplify the things, rather than just, as I already stated, that now there is no question of exclusiveness of these sessions. You may go on Google search, you may get enormous number of videos. That is not the concern. The concern is that you should understand the concept. Again, remember that there is no universal understanding. What is universally correct understanding of current flow is not known, because the current is a postulate. The concept of charges and all that is not that electric charge is a concept, and based on the, what we can say, some kind of postulates, some kind of rules, we try to analyze the happenings which are otherwise taking place in the world. The currents don't flow because you study them. The things are happening on their own, and we are trying to understand that. So in that, there is a concept of current circuit completion. So it's very interesting. I will give a simple example. You may have various batteries. Now you get, say, 24 volt batteries there. You can put a switch. And we have got a lamp. The lamp is having resistance. We are talking of conventional incandescent lamp, not that LED lamp like that right now. So conventional incandescent lamp is there. So when we close the switch, we say that circuit gets complete. I am trying to see, these are the things which you will see never on internet. Such simplified things don't exist. Maybe you have to have a very specialized search. You may get or you may not get. If you get it, you tell me, so that my task of repeating this content gets reduced. So we say that whenever we close the switch, the circuit gets complete. The lamp closes. Now, what is the concept of completion of circuit? It's a very interesting example which I am giving. You may be knowing the concept of angiography. Wherein you try to find the, what we can say, various veins and how they are conducting by putting some dye. Similarly, number one is electrons you don't see. Electrons are not visible. And there is number one, and number two, there are abundant number of electrons. Now let us have fiction. There is no harm in having a fiction as long as it supports our understanding. Suppose that you are having a magic injection. Everything is fictional. A magic injection, and electrons are flowing here, and you have this injection, and you insert this injection inside. So what that injection does, when you inject using this hypothetical syringe the red dye in the wire, what it does is it has an impact and it makes the electrons red colored. It makes the electrons red colored. So electrons become red colored. And let us also presume, it's anyway fiction, that you can see red electrons. You can see red electrons. Is it clear? By this injection, you make the electrons red, and let us say, and you don't inject continuously. Once you inject, so few electrons become red, and those electrons will travel. So this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. This negative terminal is driving away electrons, and positive terminal is pulling electrons. And the process you will find that a bunch of few red electrons will travel, will go to positive terminal. And what is battery? I will give water level analogy later. Battery is like a charge pump. So what? Water flow is there from higher level to lower level in general. Example of pump is very perfect. Normally water flows from higher level to lower level. Whereas what pump does? Pump forces water at lower level to upper level. So within the pump, flow of water is in reverse direction of its natural direction. Likewise, the current flows from higher potential to lower potential outside, and in battery it flows from lower potential to higher potential. Or electrons flow from lower potential to higher potential outside. I hope you understand, because current and electrons direction is reverse. Whereas in battery, electrons flow from higher potential to lower potential. So this battery, the positive terminal of the battery, what the battery does is this electron, this throws away, it accumulates in this battery forcefully, means this moves away, this battery inside it forces the electrons from this to this. So these electrons are captured and by force are put on the negative terminal. Doesn't want. Negative terminal wants to throw them away again. But so negative terminal wants to throw them away, battery wants to, the positive wants to capture. But the internal, let us say internal chemical force capture means positive terminal wants electrons, negative terminal doesn't want, but the chemical force takes electrons from this against its property and forces electrons here. So we will find that once you inject the electrons in it, you will find that the same red colored electrons will move from here to here, and again few red colored electrons will come here. So circuit completion means a set of electrons travel from here to here, they complete their travel and again they come. So the electrons forced away from this, captured by this, are again transferred using chemical force from this to this. So you will find that the few red spots will continuously move once you have injected it. Now I will give, this is a very interesting example. Those who want to think on their own should pause after I finish the question, think and try to tally their answer, or if they are unable to understand, or if they are unable to find out the answer, they should watch the further video by resuming it. It's a very interesting question. Now, suppose what we do is that there is a concept of earthing. There is a concept of earthing. It's a very, I think that whatever I am going to discuss today is so important that means I want to burst this pseudo understanding that many don't understand, but still they feel they're understanding. So, if I put this, when I put this earth here, what we can say is that I am on the earth surface. What I do, I put it in the earth by digging properly, by proper earthing. And this switch is also here, and this land, what I do, I put it here. So the distance is few kilometers away. The distance is few kilometers away, and it is a good conductor. Let us say superconductor or very good conductor. And now what will happen? Now if you put the switch on, in this case also, everybody of you will say that the light will glow. The light will glow. Why you say? Because you have somehow heard about it and so on. Now my question is, whether, it's a very interesting question, whether the circuit is complete here. Whether the circuit is complete. If yes or no, will the light glow is a question, but that question everybody of you will answer, not because that you think and give answer, but it is something, a known fact whose analysis is not known. So lamp will glow, that everybody will say, but how the lamp will glow? The question is, how the circuit is complete? That question you cannot answer. This question you cannot answer. But means now that lamp glows but circuit completion can't be explained. Now if we carry out the same experiment, of having an injection and putting the injection here, I just insert this red colored dye through a syringe in few electrons. What will happen? Those electrons will go. Lamp will glow as what you say? You say that lamp glows means that there should be always flow of electrons. So those electrons will go into earth. Electrons will all this positive terminal always takes electrons. So electrons will be pulled. So they will be flowing through this. So current lamp will glow. They will pull through earth. But again, by common sense, you can answer that these red electrons which has got buried into this earth will not travel till here. So if you put continuously sometimes the syringe, or if you put the syringe here, then red electrons will travel from here to here. They will travel, they will come, they will go, but disappear. Again, means you will find that if you just make the bunch of electrons as red anywhere in the circuit, those will get buried here and electrons will come. Now, the situation which we are having earlier, this was the situation. In case 1 and in case 2, lamp glows with same intensity in both cases. lamp glows in with same indication in both cases. And here we are having a notion of circuit completion. Electrons travel, same electrons are put here, same electrons are traveling like this. And here what happens is electrons travel, this forces electrons, the electrons get here, it still forces electrons, it pulls electrons from here. So what is the crux? Why lamp glows? Because there is a continuous current flow or continuous flow of electrons through this lamp. So when that should happen? This should always allow electrons to be pulled, and this should always accept the electrons. This negative terminal forces in, this positive terminal extracts electrons, and that should happen without any problem. Now how does happen and why it happens, and so it's very interesting scenario. Then what is earth? Then it is said that earth is good conductor. Earth is said to be good conductor. That is not so perfectly correct statement in that sense. It's very, you might have also heard that earth is having zero potential. Then what is the meaning of potential is also a very interesting question. What is potential? What is the property of charge? It's many interesting facts are there. I will explain one by one. Listen very carefully. It's what we can say very fundamental discussion. And once you understand that, rest of the things are just what we can say mathematical, what we can say jugglery, we can say manipulation, we don't say maneuver, we can say. So what electric charge tries to, number one is that now atoms exist because atoms exist with protons as well as electrons, and the electrons are rotating, protons exist together because of nuclear forces. We are not going into those details. Now we say that property of charge, when we say property of charge, to be very practical, it is only negative charge, because protons don't move, electrons can move. So when we say charge moves, is always, so mobility is always of electrons. That's number one. Now you might have performed the experiment of static electricity in your school days, some kind of glass rod and silk piece, and then rubbing the glass rod, etc. And in case of chemical battery, the electron movement is there. So electrons, if we means normally, listen very carefully, normally the balance of protons and electrons, is, the natural tendency is such that the balance should be achieved. Means at a given place, the imbalance of electrons. What we mean by imbalance of electrons? Imbalance of electrons is because either excess electrons gather, listen very carefully, excess electrons gather, excess means being more in number than number of protons in that area. Excess number of means either there is positive or negative concentration of electrons. Means what? Again, positive or electrons you may be jumbling, so I again repeat that because of some phenomenon, maybe rubbing, maybe battery, there are excess electrons than protons in a defined area. Excess electrons than, listen very carefully, it's very fundamental discussion going on. The negative terminal battery, here there are excess number of electrons than protons. Excess number of electrons than protons. And here, and at the positive terminal battery, there is shortage of electrons than protons. Listen very carefully, I am trying my level best to explain it in very simple words. Suppose if somebody knows that this kind of discussion is being entertained in an engineering college, then they will say, oh, it's an engineering college. It's too simple. But what I think is that I have gone through all such confusion states because of non-understanding of the thing, because the textbooks contain some standard things which presume that everything known, everything required to understand the text is known by you. What is the problem of textbooks? The problem of textbooks is that they are prerequisite. The writers of the textbook presume that the background material to understand the text written by them is already known by you, which you don't know, and the text is offline. So you get, like an average student, I had also undergone through pains of inability to understand a textbook, and that time Google search was not there. So I am trying my level best. So if ever for any reason there is imbalance of electrons in a given specific finite volume, we can say, because area is fictive. When you say by terminal, it is some three-dimensional entity. So wherever there is an imbalance of protons and electrons, or imbalance of listen very carefully, imbalance of nuclear charges within a given volume, the imbalance is because of either accumulation of excess electrons in that specific volume or removal of electrons from that volume. If there are excess electrons, it will be negative charge. If electrons are removed, if there is shortage of electrons, it will be positive charge. Then the natural, what is Coulomb's law, you must have heard. What is natural tendency? Natural tendency of the charge is to distribute itself. Natural tendency of charge is to distribute itself. So if ever there is imbalance of nuclear charges, it tries to reduce that imbalance, that the excess electrons are tried, means in given area, then let us say just a technical, just hypothetical discussion, in given maybe some 1 centimeter cube area, there are, it's just numbers that don't have any meaning, there are 1 lakh protons and 1,10,000 electrons, so that 10,000 electrons are more in 1 centimeter cube area. So they try to distribute themselves, so that if the same happens in 10 centimeter cube area, the concentration, so 1 lakh protons, 1,10,000 electrons, so 10,000 electrons charge is net negative charge in 1 centimeter cube, so higher concentration. Then that tries to move away, the electrons try to move to reduce their concentration. So this is the fundamental thing. Then only thing is that when that is possible, that is possible if the charges are permitted to move, if there is a conducive atmosphere to move. Means if there is a conductor, then that will allow easy movement. If there is a vacuum, movement will not be there. So unnatural situation means, suppose that I am giving an example, it's not that you do it immediately. Suppose if some quarrel takes place between two people, anyway now since it is what we can say, everything is online, that quarrel is also online, but if you assemble at a place and on some reason quarrel takes place, both of you want to give punch to other. If chance is there, you will give a punch, but normally there are some mediators. So what those mediators will do? Those mediators will pull you away, from both sides will pull you away, but still you are trying to give punch. So, but can you give punch? No. Listen very carefully. When your mediators have pulled you away, both people who are quarreling, both want to give punch to each other, but both are pulled away from each other. So both are in their unnatural state. They want to give punch but can't give punch. Same is the case if charge is accumulated somewhere and beyond that there is a vacuum. Somehow if that is done, then charges can't move. So the natural instinct of charge, natural instinct in quarrel is to give punch. Natural instinct of charges is to distribute. In that case, now what is going to happen is wherever possible the charges want to distribute. Now consider this example. Here what is the situation? Here it's a wire. It's again a wire with some resistance. So it is allowing movement. So negative charges, they are trying to move away because this don't want the concentration. It tries to move away, they move, they travel. So this a constant flow is there. Now here it's interesting. So it's wire, so it allows, yes. Then it is put to earth. Now when it is put to earth, it is a very interesting scenario. Listen very carefully. Prior to that, because if I explain this, it would be a big hint. So it will not allow you to give it will not allow your curiosity to grow to give the next answer. Now what I am making small change, this lamp what I can do, which was at the other end, lamp I can have it here itself, no problem. I hope everybody will agree. So lamp is here and only the other terminal is put here, right? And you will find that when you close, lamp will grow. Now I want to change the experiment. It is now hypothetical. I want to change the experiment. And since it is hypothetical, since it is fiction, everything is possible. You can sit in an aeroplane if you are dreaming. So what I do is that this is at our college and this wire was 2 km away. And you will say, why 2 km? Have 10 km. Then somebody will say, no, why 100 km? And somebody will say, no, why in India? You put this, you take it throughout the sea and put it into earth at US. Will the lamp glow? Yes, that lamp will glow. Then there is one more who is, oh, how narrow thinker you are. Why to put to US? Carry it away straight away and put it into the moon. So this is the earth, this is the moon. This is the moon. Now the question is, will the lamp glow? Now the question is, will the lamp glow? You can put a pause, think and justify the answer. If you are able to think and find out the answer, then after you resume, you verify the answer. If you are not able to think, then you either don't pause or put a pause, think for some time. If you are unable to find out, then you can resume and watch the session. The answer is the lamp will glow. The answer is lamp will glow. Now, what will happen then? So everything is hypothetical. It's a battery. It is having now it is presumed that moon is also made up of same matter. There's nothing like antimatter. Let us say that in antimatter. Have you heard of antimatter? It's fiction that it is containing negative particles at the nucleus and positive positrons revolving around it. So it is presumed that the moon is also made up of same material like Earth. Then what will happen? Will the lamp glow? And if how? Now what is going to happen? Listen very carefully. Here the concept of capacitor is now being introduced in a very interesting manner. This is something which you should never forget in your life. Once that some set of fundamentals are very clear, there is no ambiguity at a later stage. So now this terminal, let us think in an interesting manner. This terminal is attracting electrons. For lamp to glow, when lamp will glow? With a given intensity, whenever there is current flow through it, a constant current must flow for lamp to glow with constant intensity. So this terminal attracts electrons. So switch is closed. So they must come from here. So electrons all means if electrons will flow if they come from here to here, here to here, like this. So they should come continually flow. Now I am pulling electrons. Here it is pushing electrons. So there are two terminals. Listen very carefully. This we can say terminal A here, and it is terminal B. So the net circle between the A and B is such that this is flooding electrons and this is pulling electrons. What should happen? What will happen? What is the net impact? The net impact is very interesting. So what is going to happen is this is going to flood electrons continuously. It would be able to flood electrons till what time? And it is pulling electrons. So listen very carefully now. This is putting now Earth is said to be electrically neutral. Earth is said to be electrically neutral. Then when Earth is said to be electrically neutral, number of electrons and number of protons throughout the Earth are equal. Now I revert to previous case. Previous case is, now this is one case. Previous case was, this was also Earth. Now we have taken as moon. So this was also Earth. So that time what was happening? Earth is too big. So from here, when electrons are getting flooded here, then what will happen? That near that earthing, there would be higher concentration of electrons. But Earth being too big, what is going to happen? What is going to happen is that the electrons, when are flooded, they move away, so that net concentration, electrons move away, so that net concentration of electrons is almost zero here. Now from here you are pulling electrons. When you are pulling electrons, what will happen? There is a shortage of electrons here. When you pull the electron, shortage of electrons. So, you are continuously pulling. So, this is continuous shortage. But since it is too big, what is going to happen is that the electrons pulled from here, electrons will come from various ends and they will match up. So, you are pushing here, you are pulling here. Now, the first case, here the electron pushed, same travels like this. Here this electron pushed into the earth, the chance of the same coming here is not there. So in that context, circuit is not complete, but still the lamp glows. Here the lamp glows because there is a notion of circuit completion. Electron moved away from this is finding its way throughout the circuit back to this. Here the same electron may not come, but electrons are dumped on a zero potential surface. What is potential? Potential is either affinity or opposition towards welcoming a unit positive charge. Listen very carefully. What is potential? Potential is some phenomenon, that is, its unit is voltage and all that, that is not right now important. Right now important is understanding. Potential, every point in the world, every point in the universe is having possessing some electric potential. What is electric potential? Electric potential is a phenomenon of either affinity or opposition in welcoming a unit positive charge coming to that place. Means a zero potential, or to be very precise, not unit positive charge, to be very precise, infinitesimally positive charge. What is potential? It is the ratio of the phenomenon or the concept of affinity or opposition upon the charge as the charge tends to zero. A zero potential means it is not, just like the students are possessing zero potential about the examination, means they don't bother about the performance. There are few who bother, who are having positive potential, who want good performance. There are few who are having negative potential. This means what do? They want that I have taken a drop. You might have seen such students in your school days. Now you are very smart and very sincere students, so all of you are having, say, positive potential students. But otherwise, there are in your class you have seen, there are few who don't bother. Okay, exam is coming, let it be. Whatever way it comes, they take it. Neither they are proud of getting good marks, nor those are ashamed of bad performance. Zero potential guys. Now you good people, positive potential guys means they are proud of good performance and they are ashamed if they perform poorly. And then negative potential students means they are proud in failing, they are proud in failure, or they are proud of taking drop, they are proud of leaving the examination hall early. Is it clear? So similarly, potential means whether the point is neutral about a charge coming there, opposes the charge coming there, or welcomes the charge coming there. A positive potential means it opposes the charge, more charge coming. Negative potential means it welcomes more charge coming, and zero potential means it is neither opposing nor welcoming. So Earth being too big, it doesn't matter much if charges accumulate because they slowly distribute. Here also electrons are pulled, positive charges accumulate, but they slowly distribute. So because of that, what happens is the lamp glows with same intensity as this. terminals are connected, or both terminals are, if both terminals are connected by a conducting wire, or if both terminals are put into earth, when I connect a wire between these two become equipotential. Or when both are put into earth at different places, may that be too different, still lamp glows with same intensity, because earth doesn't oppose either dumping of charge or either dumping of electrons or extraction of electrons. Earth is a zero potential surface. It neither opposes dumping of electrons at any place nor opposes extraction of electrons from any place, because it is too big. And internally, somehow, at many places, many electrical appliances are put earthed together. So what we find is that net balance is zero. So localized dumping or extraction gets distributed throughout. Localized dumping or extraction of electrons get distributed throughout, leaving the entire earth, all surface of the earth, electrically neutral. So dumping does not make that surface negatively charged, because it gets distributed. This extraction doesn't make it positive charge, because it gets distributed, and throughout it is automatic balance is taking place. There is no need for these electrons to travel there. So they get distributed and pulled up, are getting again distributed from various ends. This is so the current flow. But now here what will happen? Now it's interesting, because this is earth and this is moon, and now there is vacuum in between. So it's the hypothetical case. What will happen? Now this answer matters a lot. This is a very interesting question to be answered, and the answer is that way simple. What will happen? Yes, initially earth is having zero potential, let us say. Now you are dumping electrons. So this is the pump. Listen very carefully. Battery is charge pump. The negative terminal of battery, the being charged pump, is forcing electrons. This earth is electrically neutral. This earth is too big, so it is zero potential. So it is negative potential, it is forcing electrons, it is zero potential. So it not welcomes, zero potential allows electrons to come. Zero potential allows electrons to come. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Yes, earth is too big, right? No problem. Electrons do come, they get distributed. So it is very obvious what is potential. Potential, if we find that it's a common sense. If what is property of charge and potential are very related to each other. Charge wants to get distributed, so charge wants less concentration. So if ever there is some positive charge in some area, its potential is positive, means it will oppose further accumulation of charge. But suppose if you make it forcefully, it will further oppose. It's just like local. When local is empty, nobody opposes. When you enter the local, if you are only one, okay, it's all right. But if you are assembling, then they don't want more people to come, so that they oppose. Still more people come, more opposition. So as charge gets accumulated at a place, the potential of the place increases and it tries to oppose. Suppose still despite the opposition, if more charges come, more concentration, more opposition. It's very interesting. So here it is pump, it is pulling away electrons are getting dumped here. So this is a thrust of force pulling. Initially it was not opposing, so electrons get here. Now still more electrons come, more electrons come, more electrons come. Earth is big. Now these electrons are coming. Slowly the potential will start increasing, negative potential, because electrons are coming. So as it is negative potential, it is welcoming towards positive charge or opposition for further negative charge of electrons to come. So as more and more electrons come, even though Earth is big, slowly it would be opposing for the electrons, but this pump is more powerful. So they will continue to come. And on the moon, what is going to happen? On the moon, this is the pump which is pulling electrons. So electrons are being extracted from moon. Electrons are being extracted from moon and dumped into the earth. So as these are getting extracted from moon, there will be shortage of electrons. Maybe very less, but shortage. So this will become positive charge, and this will slowly become a negative charge. And as it is happening, what will happen? That this will oppose dumping of electron, but this is forcing. Still it will accumulate. This is opposing extraction, because as what will happen, as electrons are extracted, there will be positive charges. The number of protons on the moon will be more than number of electrons, and on the earth number of electrons are more than number of protons. But still the pump power force is there. So the charged pump is pumping electrons from moon and dumping on earth. As electrons are getting dumped on earth, earth will try to oppose further dumping, moon will try to oppose further extraction, but this pump being powerful, still that will continue. Then if it continues, again it will more, so more opposition. So what will happen is that the earth and moon will collectively start now opposing the dumping and extraction. The pump is trying to forcing dumping and extraction, so there will be some equilibrium. So initially there was no opposition, so more electrons were coming.